Hello everyone and welcome to Martinsville Speedway in Martinsville, Virginia for the, what's it called again? Hold on a second. Virginia 500. Oh, that's a super creative title there. We're here for the Virginia 500 at the Paperclip. We've just finished up our race at Talladega, the longest racetrack on the NASCAR calendar, and now we mosey up on over to the shortest track on the NASCAR calendar. Two drag strips combined by two slightly banked turns. Yeah, a completely different experience. Another short track. Hopefully it's going to be another load of good fun. Got to be honest, the previous two races were kind of bore fests. Hopefully this one isn't quite like that. I definitely had a lot of fun driving this one. I was really hoping to enjoy Texas. I thought it was, going to be fun because of the sensation of speed that you get driving that racetrack. It's very similar to Atlanta, again. Obviously that didn't turn out very well for me. And Talladega was also really boring. I really screwed up a bit too much with the pace speed limit and all that stuff, so probably gonna bring that back down to the normal levels for the second race. That's gonna be happening later in the season. We'll have the repaved track mat, of course, as well. So it's all gonna be well good. Let's get straight into your starting lineup today. So on pole position we have Patrick Smith, and starting alongside is Max Davis. Max Davis, who did pretty well at Bristol, so hopefully short tracks turn out to be his bread and butter. Riley Spurley and Steve Morgan start in the second row. We got Cropley, Bracken, Tyke, Voiles, Monaco, Özkan, Wolf, PK, Burnett, Samaya. Look at Wolf and PK starting alongside each other once again. The dynamic duo of Hendrick Motorsports. Very good stuff there. We got Wells, we got Allen, we got Trickle, Lego, Harvey, the GOAT, Flobo, Whitlock, Schadewald, Austin, Hicks, Langenstein, Reggie Fogelman, Ebrahimian, Annie Thomas, Jana Fogelman, Evans, White, Shalbois, Zane, Jenkins, Johnson, Sato, Franco, and rounding out the field, Sallin and Pepper, as usual. So, 125 laps around the Paperclip. Oh dear, it's going to be absolute carnage, I think. Either that or it's just going to be boring. Yeah, I think it could really be either of those things, to be honest. Let's see, I got my coffee here, just in case I start yawning. Alright. I just have to keep an eye on that goat in the back of the field. Even on the pace lap, he's up to his usual antics, trying to warm up the tires, even though it doesn't really seem to work that well in this game unless you're already going at a very fast speed. So basically it really can't be done during the pace laps. Green flag is out. We are underway here at Martinsville. That's just a much better start for Patrick Smith than for Max Davis, who falls immediately to third place, it seems like. Steve Morgan getting out in front. Colin Cropley, he's having a look. Colin Cropley starting up the front of the field for once. Hopefully his string of bad luck finally ends at this race, and he can put in a good effort, get some good points, maybe even challenge for the win. But right now, Patrick Smith is looking like breaking away from the field here, followed by Morgan and Davis, of course. Here are Cropley, Tyke, Spurley, Voiles, Bracken, Özkan. Look at the GOAT flying his way through the field here. He started behind Sabrina Lego for reference, and now he's already passed all these 5 cars right here. So that's him up at the 10th spot, I think, even already. So he's passed, because he's passed PK, Monaco, Samaya, and Wolf. So that puts the GOAT in 10th position. Brack is next on the chopping block for this number 3 driver here. Özkan gives him the space. He's going to take it. Oh, that's some excellent control there. The GOAT is making heavy use of left foot braking here. Watch as he goes with both the throttle and the brake. It's not that obvious in that turn there, but he manages to get the move done on Özkan, who was defending that position from the outside quite decently, but now the GOAT is in front, And he's going to secure 8th position for himself. Voiles is next on the chopping block. I don't even know exactly. Yeah. Chopping block. It's one of those common American phrases that doesn't really make quite that much sense under heavy scrutiny, but I suppose is nice and cute enough. The GOAT now battling with Daniel Voiles for 7th position. He's going to beat him to the line. But to the GOAT breaking much earlier than the other cars involved in this show. I think he's going to have 7th place to himself without much issue, I say, as Voiles comes right back again on the outside. Another drag race to the line. Voiles is going to beat the GOAT this time around. How are things looking at the top of the field? Yeah, see, the positions haven't changed very much at all. So, yeah, so far the only action being provided is the GOAT's fight with Daniel Voiles right now for 7th position. The GOAT's going to follow behind Voiles, so Voiles is going to have 7th back for now. GOAT looking a little bit unsettled exiting turn 4 there. He's going to dive to the inside once again. He doesn't have the space and time. Again, alternating the throttle and the brake through the turns there. Watch those indicators at the top. Gassing it right at the apex. Definitely going to slide the tires a bit. Tire wear isn't actually as bad as you might expect, but I believe that it will be necessary for all the drivers, even the AI, to make at least one pit stop for tires. No fuel. They have enough fuel to make it to the end of the race. Fuel use here, as at Bristol, is pretty slight, but as you can see there, the GOAT has managed to make the move stick on Daniel Voiles there. The car looking pretty unsettled, though. This usually happens to the GOAT, you know. He gets a little too excited when he overtakes a car. Starts to feel a little bit unsettled. That skid mark there glitching in and out of existence there. The GOAT nearly into the wall there. Nearly spinning across the front end of Daniel Voiles' car. And Voiles once again having a look from the outside. This is great racing we're seeing here at Martinsville so far. In fact, to be honest, it's just about the only racing we're seeing here at Martinsville so far. The rest of the field, pretty much single file here. It looks like Ari Utaki's looking at Max Davis's inside. Did he nudge him out of the way, or was Davis just a little bit unsettled once again, exiting that turn there? Is the GOAT still in front? The GOAT is in front of Daniel Voiles once again. He's gonna have to do he's gonna have to put in more effort to defend that position, but it looks like Ari Utaki is going to beat Max Davis to the line for 3rd position for now. Will he have the move secured? Exiting turn 2, it does seem that way. Taiki files in front of Davis, takes 3rd position. Very nice. Take a look through real fast through your running order here. Patrick Smith continues to lead this race. Yes, yeah. Steve Morgan runs 2nd. R.E. Tykes in 3rd. Max Davis 4th. Colin Cropley 5th. Riley Spurley 6th. The GOAT 7th. Daniel Voiles 8th in the number 8 car. You'll have to see it. Samet Özkan 9th. And Christian Bracken rounds out your top 10. Then we have Estacio PK, Eric Monaco, Gil Samaya, Eli Wolf, Matthew Burnett, Sabrina Fatlega, Bob Flobo, Joe Allen, Chris Harvey, and Joey Trickle to round out your top 20. Here are Reggie Fogelman, Mathis Wells, Ashley Shadowald, Lyle Austin, Reagan Whitlock, Leroy Jenkins, Amy Hicks, Dylan Rahimi, Nagata Santa, Harry Langestein, Annie Thomas, Montero Salem, Brittany White, Mo Zane, Jana Fogelman, Anthony Shawball, Rocky Johnson, Lucas Evans, Adalberto Franco, and last place as usual, Gerald Pepper, who's just been lapped by Patrick Smith. So you can really tell that we're entering a new phase in this race here. Caution. Do appear to be under caution. Not exactly sure why, but oh, that's the GOAT falling into 21st position there. Is the GOAT the cause of this caution here? Let's have a look. Yes, he is. Coming into turn 3 on lap 15, he just goes in a little bit too hard. Manages to save the car, gives the inside wall a little bit of a nudge, and fortunately nobody pile drives into him as he recovers. But yeah, unfortunately, he's lost quite a few positions there. In fact, he's actually more or less back down into his starting place here. Now, unfortunately, we're going to see some real stupidity unfold here in a moment, folks. Where is Leroy Jenkins? Not right now. But yeah, for some reason the AI continues to bunch up like this, which is really annoying. Maybe it's perhaps it's because it's a short track and there's not that much space, but it still doesn't really make much sense. But yeah, the cars that get all bunched up like around here. Yeah. So yeah, I think, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so Leroy Jenkins stalls in between turns 1 and 2, and Rocky Johnson and Brittany White, spoiler alert, are going to end up retiring from this race due to their hood damage. Seems a little bit excessive, but yeah, Leroy Jenkins, we're going to find, is in the pits. He has to get towed back because he's stopped in the inside of turns 1 and 2. Again, really silly. Yeah, okay, I mean, look at that. Matthew Burnett just nudging into Eli Wolf there. Something clearly up with the AI. Gerald Pepper into the pits. Let's definitely lose him some time. Yeah, you can see that Brittany White appears to be getting tires on the car. Then she's just going to retire. So, unfortunate. Rocky Johnson also out of the race. As for Gerald Pepper, he'll be good to continue. Leroy Jenkins receiving tires. Is he gonna come back out? No damage to the car. Quite clearly, again, just stalling between turns 1 and 2 there. He's gonna exit the pits here. And yeah. 21 of the caution. Alright, so we're going to restart here on lap 22. And when we do, your top 10 here is going to be Smith, Morgan, Tyke, Davis, Cropley, Spurley, Voiles, Özkan, Bracken, and PK. And following close behind, the rest of your top 20, Monaco, Samayo, Wolf, Burnett, Lego, Flobo, Allen, Harvey, Fogelman, and Trickle, the GOAT, right behind Joey Trickle. Gerald Pepper and Leroy Jenkins to the inside line on the restart there. Are they even going to make it in time? Yeah. I guess not. As we are back underway here at Martinsville. Lap 22 begins. Patrick Smith leads the field once again. In fact, I believe he's led every lap so far this race here. Arya Tyke immediately taking advantage of a superior restart to look at second place here. He has the inside line. But again, Steve Morgan's going to be able to defend decently enough from the outside, I say, as he loses second place to Arya Tyke and looks vulnerable to losing third to Max Davis. Colin Cropley falling close behind is also somebody to be a bit worried about there. Morgan trying to match pace with Davis down the backstretch. Again, he can defend from that outside if he wants to, if he has the pace and the power, but just does not seem to be there, and Max Davis looks like securing third place for himself for now. Antonin Charlebois and Jada Fogelman exiting the pits there. Yeah, they suffered some damage to their cars during the kerfuffle, bunching up under the caution. And bit of contact between Morgan and Zane there, I think. Zane, another lapped car with damage that he had to repair. That's definitely going to shake things up again for the leaders here. Riley Spurley able to get in front of Colin Cropley, taking advantage of the mess of lapped cars ahead of and behind him. Christian Bracken now looking like being held up by Antonin Charlebois. That's giving Eric Monaco, her teammate, an opportunity to get past Samit Özkan for 9th position there. That's actually worked out quite nicely for them. As for the GOAT, how is the GOAT doing? The GOAT's going to make it 3 wide through turn 1 there. That usually does not end very well. Contact with Joe Allen. Chris Harvey's on the outside. Still 3 wide here. Matthew Burnett moves to cover off Allen. He wanted to get to that inside line and keep the GOAT at bay. He's managed to do that. More contact. The GOAT, Allen, and Harvey. Contact again. There's Gerald Pepper to hold back Chris Harvey. And, of course, Joe Allen as well. The GOAT managing to slide his way in front of Allen there, nearly losing it in turn 2. But he's managed to save it and hold position. Joe Allen not responding the way he should have. Chris Harvey has actually been able to get by. So, yeah, he's lost position to Harvey there. Unless was I paying attention correctly? Yeah, that does seem correct. All right. We got that sorted. Goat steaming into that corner, giving it a full send, obviously. Even though all he's trying to do at present is get past the lapped car of Gerald Pepper. Harvey's up next for him. Let's go back to your race leaders here. Patrick Smith and R.U. Taiki, first and second. Taiki did a very decent job at Bristol. Forget how he finished. It'd be really funny if it turned out that he retired and I completely forgot. But yeah, I do seem to forget these details all the time. Things are quieting up here again. So I suppose we'll have to go back and take a look at your goat. Goat catching up to Chris Harvey now. Having a look on the inside. He's got the space. Down the back stretch here on lap 31. He's going to make the move. Fortunately, he's not going to dump Chris Harvey, and I don't think Chris Harvey has much interest in dumping the goats. So the goats managed to make that overtake quite nicely there, and equal skill and dedication. Getting past Footlego. Footlego slowed up decently enough. Now Harvey could be having a look at his position. Meanwhile, the goat on the inside returns 3 and 4, getting past Matthew Burnett. Very nice. Man, the goat cleared him at just the right time there. That could have ended up in a very ugly fashion if Burnett had been any closer in front when the goat moved to the outside line there. Now the goat having a look at Gil Samai. I think there was a bit of a nudge on his rear bumper there. The sort of racing that you expect at Martinsville. Now the goat behind the dynamic duo of Wolf and PK. He's going to try to have a look at both of them on the inside. Through turns 1 and 2 there, he is 3 wide for them very briefly there. The goat backing off for now. Harvey has been able to get past Sabrino Footlego there. Good stuff for him. Now the goat is falling right behind Eli Wolf there. Is he going to have the full send into turn 1? Again, not quite. Breaking pretty late into that, pretty early actually, into turn 1 there. Just biding his time, it seems like. He still needs to find enough pace there. He runs over the little strip of grass on the inside of turn 4. PK's fallen behind Wolf, so Wolf's been able to get past PK. Yeah, those two things mean the same thing, but that's allowed the goat to get past PK as well. Now the goat has Wolf to look at once again for 12th position, I believe, unless it's 11th. Indeed, 11th position here. I think the situation for leaders remains the same. Smith, Taiki, Davis, Morgan, Spurley, Voiles, Cropley, Monaco, Bracken, and Özkan. So Cropley falling back a few positions. Ooh, the goat gives Wolf a huge nudge on the rear end. I don't think Wolf's going to be very pleased with that at all there. But I bet the goat is asking him what you're going to do about it, and it seems like he's not going to do very much here. Goat's going to have a little bit of refuge now from teammate Antonin Charlebois. Of course, being teammates doesn't count for much. If you're the goat, if you're in the same team as the goat, again, I feel like all the other teammates probably get along very well, work together decently, but yeah, the goat has no friends on track here. Next for the goat to look at is Samet Özkan. Hugging that inside line. He's going to make that move stick. He has Monaco to look at next, and he's going to go for it right away. Mo Zane, another RCR car, lap down. Lap down there. Ooh, goat looking unsettled, giving Zane a nudge. Once again, the goat just rear-ending anybody in his way so far. If he can't make a clean overtake, he's actually been able to do quite consistently this race here. So the goat's up at the 9th spot. Özkan looking at Monaco for 10th spot. The goat nudging Monaco's teammates' rear end. Trying to make the move stick on Bracken. Cropley's in front. Go takes 8th position here. Now he's looking at 7th. I don't want it to get cold, obviously. And the GOAT takes 7th position without much effort at all. Let's take a look at your fastest lap times. The GOAT, as you can see, has managed the fastest lap time here. Patrick Smith, R.E. Taiki, Steve Morgan, and Max Davis. Both lap times very close to each other, but just behind the GOAT. Slowest lap, of course, Gerald Pepper, 21.6, a full second slower than the GOAT's fastest. And if those results hold true for every single other lap, then it's obviously not too much of a mystery. Oh dear, something gone wrong with Montero's Salon there. Not having a good exit out of turns 3 and 4 there. A bit of damage to the rear end. Hopefully that wasn't anything too major here, but it does appear to be having the effect of holding up Riley Spurley. Not on the caution again, right? I believe so, but Colin Cropley's in the pits. We can't even get... Oh, there's the pace car. Okay, so, yeah, that's a bit weird. But as you can see here, the GOAT has a little bit of catching up to do here if he wants to get to Voiles and Morgan. Spurley has managed to get past both of them, I think. Yeah. Again, taking advantage of the lapped cars. Max Davis still in 3rd. R.E. Taiki still 2nd. But look, Patrick Smith has 3 lapped cars between himself and Taiki now. Taiki, who was falling very close behind Patrick Smith just a few laps ago, now has to contend with these lapped cars here. And Patrick Smith clearly having an easier job of that as Gerald Pepper gets lapped once again. Ibrahimian looks like he's about to be lapped for the first time this race. So, yeah, for now, 26 cars still left on the lead lap. It'll be 25 soon. Alright, Taiki manages to get past Andy Thomas here. And where's the GOAT? The GOAT has caught up to Daniel Voiles once again. The man he was fighting for position at the beginning of this race before the caution. And in fact, the man he was fighting when he spun out. I think the GOAT is going to be able to take advantage again of the lapped cars and make the position stick. Voiles falling behind you. The GOAT diving down Montero Sounds inside into turn 1. Let's switch up your camera angles here. I think that'll be good for us. Next up, Good Wrench Chevy, Steve Morgan. Steve Morgan once again being a gentleman and not taking out the GOAT there. And the GOAT will have 5th place. He will munch that up, no problem at all. Jenkins, Hicks, and Evans in front of the GOAT now. It's funny how all 3 of those last names end in S. Who's next? Anybody else has a name that ends in S? Next is Spurley. Not quite the same, but yeah, there you go. Ooh, dear! The GOAT nudging Lucas Evans' rear end there. Could have easily spun him out, but Evans able to maintain control of that car. You can see that Morgan is doing his best to hold on and keep right behind the GOAT, making it 3 wide with Jenkins and Hicks in the background. The GOAT once again trying to get past Evans. I think he'll have it this time. And he does. Good stuff there. I really like that camera very much, actually. Morgan able to get past Hicks. Looking at Jenkins right now, but Evans will be between him and the GOAT. Now, next up for the GOAT is Riley Spurley, but he'll have to get past Andy Thomas first. Oh, there's Gerald Pepper as well. It all depends on whether or not Gerald Pepper's feeling very cooperative. And, you know, all that accepting of his destiny to be the slowest car in the field. Slowest driver. Slowest car. Whatever. He's going to have both of them. Bit of contact. He nudges Pepper out of the way. Again, Pepper able to save it there. Usually the GOAT would completely dump him. Yeah, dump is the word. But the GOAT's managed to get by just fine. Now he has to hurry up and catch up to Riley Spurley before Riley Spurley can get past Harry Langestein here. Next up after Langestein is Max Davis, who runs 3rd. So the GOAT looking like he's closer and closer to taking the race lead there. Getting past Spurley. Making it stick. Langestein's blocking Spurley on the outside line. And the GOAT will be able to get past Langestein. Spurley dives to the inside to follow behind the GOAT and get past Langestein himself. That's 4th place for the GOAT now. Again, Max Davis is next. Still a considerable gap between Smith and Taiki, but no lapped cars between them now, so Taiki once again has a chance to go for the race lead here. But again, the GOAT is just charging through the field. Another very GOAT-centric race, I gotta tell you. Max Davis offering very little resistance there, sliding up to the outside line. And that was probably the easiest overtake for the GOAT. I think the GOAT's going to have a little more difficulty lapping Jana Fogelman here. Of course, that is going to give Max Davis an opportunity to catch up. Again, the GOAT unsettled, the rear end stepping out as he gets onto the front stretch. Max Davis falling close behind still. Also having to contend with Jana Fogelman. Dylan Ebrahimian next for the GOATs. So I guess he still has a long way to Taiki. Ooh, if you take a look at the little bar on the right, appears to be closing the gap slightly to Patrick Smith there. 1.5 turned into 1.2, and now it's 1. So, yeah. Could see Taiki taking the race lead before the GOAT has an opportunity to catch up to him. I think the GOAT gave Ebrahimian a bit of a nudge. I don't think these guys like each other very much. I believe that's something we might have already established. And now here comes Mathis Wells, famously uncooperative when cars are lapping him because he's the one who wants to be lapping cars. He's the one who wants to be at the front of the field here. But presently he is stuck in 25th position, 1 lap down. And the GOAT's not going to make his life any easier in that respect. 0.85 for Taiki and Smith there, so we're going to go on board with Ari Taiki for a moment here. You can see a whole host of lapped cars once again blocking Smith's way there, all the way down the back stretch. So, I think that's going to give Taiki ample opportunity to catch up to Patrick Smith, so long as he's being held up. Well, it would look like Austin and Sato right now. A few other cars up there. Whitlock, Flobo, Allen, and Shawwa. Some of those cars are already multiple laps down compared to the ones directly in front. You can see that Taiki was able to close the gap to 0.39 from 0.85. Down to 0.26. He makes the move on the inside. Lap 63. We're at the halfway point of this race. And Taiki takes the lead from Patrick Smith. Can Patrick Smith defend that position? He's got the left cars in front of him once again. It all depends on where they go. Taiki right behind Lyle Austin now, but he's made the move stick. R.E. Taiki leads lap 63. Holds first position now. Nudges Lyle Austin out of the way. I believe there was some contact there. And now Patrick Smith stuck in second place now. He was leading again. He's led half of this race. Now it is a new race leader in town. And R.E. Taiki hopes to be able to lead the whole second half of this race. But, again, both of these people have to contend with the GOAT, whose gap was 5 seconds a few laps ago and is now halved. Very good stuff there. Smith making his way past Sato. Taiki with Whitlock on the outside. Shadowall and Shawbaugh in front. Yeah, kind of funny how someone was on this side like that. Patrick Smith has the inside. He could be gunning to take first place back. Taiki stuck on the outside for now behind Shawbaugh. Patrick Smith moves to the inside, so Patrick Smith not giving up the fight so easily there. Those lap cars mean absolutely nothing to him. Lap 67 now. Smith getting unsettled there. I believe that Whitlock actually gave his rear bumper a bit of a nudge there. That's not going to do him wonders. I believe he's going to be the least bit pleased with that. It did genuinely look as if Patrick Smith was running to take first place back. Now he's got a little bit more work to do. Both cars past Shawbaugh now. Shadowall still in front of Taiki. I think after Shadowall there's a little bit of breathing room. Flobo, Allen, and Zane. I believe Zane's already been lapped, right? Yeah. So we can run through the order on the inside, on the right side actually. As we watch the go 3 wide with Whitlock and Shawbaugh. Oh dear, oh dear! Shawbaugh, Whitlock goes spinning. Sato collected. Austin, oh Davis! Oh, that's not going to be good for Davis at all. Caution is out. How about that? The GOAT causing a caution once again. Crap, I spilled my coffee. Hold on. Got some napkins here. Let me just, okay. Got stuff. All right, so lap 68 coming into turn 3. The goat has the inside. He's in front by a few noses. Whitlock and Charlebois still on the inside, so the goat tries to get to the racing line there. But Whitlock and Charlebois both there. They both go spinning again. Sato gets collected. Cropley gets a touch. Max Davis with nowhere to go and not enough time to brake. Lots of damage to his front end, but don't worry, Max. You're still in this race. You're not going to retire. Unlike 2 other cars here. I believe Foot-Lego ends up retiring. Sorry, Foot-Lego, but life's like that sometimes. Yeah, there's Foot-Lego. Again, cars getting ridiculously bunched up, and bad news for Taiki. Taiki stalls on the inside of turn 1. He's going to have to get towed back. Oh dear, that makes the goat's job much easier. He's going to start right behind Patrick Smith on the restart here. Although actually, I believe that the cars will be heading into the pits right now. Just reading a text from my dad here. So, Patrick Smith and the goat into the pits. Let's see who has the better of the battle on pit road. Spurley follows behind. I believe Spurley then will be your third place car here. Here comes the goat's pit crew. A 15.1 second pit stop for the goat. Very good stuff there. Smith still getting serviced. Davis still getting the damage repaired. His hood is off. Davis able to get out. He'll be scored a lap. Then the goat manages to beat Patrick Smith out. Patrick Smith runs straight through the stop-go, man. That was not very nice of him at all. Spurley out. Out of the pits, I mean, not out of the race. Want to make that very clear. Steve Morgan, Daniel Voiles, Eric Monaco, Matthew Burnett, Christian Bracken, Chris Harvey, Samit Özkan, Estacio Piquet, Gil Samaya, and Annie Thomas. Those 2 cars went straight through the stop sign there. The go sign up once again, but yeah, Samaya and Thomas definitely passing through the stop sign there. I don't think that NASCAR's going to be very pleased with them at all, though. To be fair, if NASCAR doesn't get mad at the goat for dumping Harvey at Atlanta, Texas. Are they the same? It could be the same racetrack for all we know. So yeah, Sabrina Foot-Lego, unfortunately, is kind of out of this race. Unfortunate. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT is your new race leader, thanks to a faster pit stop. Good stuff there. So, yeah. We'll be going green once again on lap 74. Gil Samaya and Joey Trickle, the 2 Jasper Motorsports cars, will be leading the field. They are in 12th and 13th positions, respectively, and therefore at danger of being lapped. Then there are Reggie Fogelman, Max Davis, and Joe Allen in front of the GOAT, your new race leader. On the inside line here, as you can see, Andy Thomas, Eli Wolf, Colin Cropley, Aryu Taiki, Bobbin Flobo, Ashley Schadewald, Agata Sato, and a few others, whatever. But yes, fortunately, both Taiki and Davis are still in this race. But unfortunately, the GOAT is going to be your new race leader here. We're going to have 52 more laps to go here. Gil Samaya, Andy Thomas leading the field to the green flag there. Thomas immediately getting a bit unsettled. 3 wide with Wolf, Thomas, and Samaya out of turn 2. Down the back stretch here. Samaya with just a nose in front. Obviously, he doesn't want to get lapped by the GOAT. The GOAT has a few other cars to get past here, but I think he's already making work of them. He's trying to get past Allen. He's managed to do so, I think. Now he has Flobo and Davis in front of him, so Davis down in 16th position there. I don't think he's going to be very happy about that, but I bet he'll at least be contented enough to know that he's still in this race, unlike Lego, Johnson, and White. Another DNF for White! Now that I think about it, Evans also out of the race. There we go. That's the guy I was thinking of. Sorry, I'm yelling too much. Again, I need a pop filter. And to back up from the microphone, frankly. I'm trying to do that last race, but the GOAT's been able to get past Fogelman, Flobo, and Trickle there. On the inside of Colin Cropley, he's 2 laps down. Again, just an unfortunate race for him. Taiki, Roush teammate, is next. Taiki able to get past Andy Thomas there. He's 2 laps down by the looks of it, yeah? At least. Something like that. Coffee was getting cold. Had to hurry up and quaff it. So, the GOAT able to get past Andy Thomas. Arya Taiki is next. The driver that the GOAT was hoping to have a fight with. Of course, these two had a decent battle early on in Bristol. I forget what happened, but I think I seem to remember spinning out and blowing my engine at Bristol more than anything. Unable to finish the race. Well, I don't know if that's quite how the battle would have shaped out if it were for first place or second, considering that Taiki was able to take the lead from Patrick Smith before the caution, but the GOAT has made quick work of Arya Taiki, so who knows. Samaya's next. Yeah, so we'll run through your order on the inside here. The GOAT leads the race. Riley Spurley second, Matthew Burnett third, Eric Monaco fourth, Patrick Smith fifth. Sorry, I had a little burp there. Excuse me. Morgan 6th, Monaco 7th, Harvey 8th, Lewis Kahn 9th, and PK 10th. Then Christian Bracken's actually the last of your cars on the lead lap, so only 11 cars on the lead lap. Samaya's just been lapped. Taiki and Samaya fighting for position there, and I think Taiki's going to have the better of that fight behind the GOATs. So, yeah, Taiki, Samaya, Trickle, Flobo, Davis, Reggie Fogelman, Schadewald, your Daytona 500 winner, Allen, and Austin. And you hear the rest over here. We'll get over those real fast. Quite a few cars one lap down at least, so not too many. But I believe that, yeah, Eli Wolf is looking like the last of the cars one lap down, and he's looking vulnerable to being put 2 laps down by the GOAT here. Fortunately, that still puts him in front of Jenkins, Chauvois, and Pepper, who are 2 laps down. Cropley 3 laps down, unfortunately. Andy Thomas 4. And Lego, Evans, White, and Johnson retired from this race. So only 36 cars left in the contest. Only 11 of them on the lead lap. Let's see if we can find out where Christian Bracken is. So Bracken's on the back stretch here as the GOAT begins to enter turn 1 there. And Taiki able to get past him. Oh dear. This battle isn't over. It's not for position. More like for Taiki being able to keep himself from being put a lap down. I think it's just a matter of pride and honor for Arya Taiki. There, bit of contact there through turn 4. Oh boy, this is some exciting stuff here. I think the fans will be loving this. Again, even if it's not for position there, Taiki trying to keep himself ahead of the GOAT there. The GOAT maintaining the edge, a bit of a nose down the backstretch here. Arya Taiki, of course, a big horse racing fan, so he's always going to be thinking of the race here in those terms. More contact there. Not something you see very often in horse racing, I don't think. That usually ends pretty badly for the horses. Opposite of knackerers with anybody who gets into each other too much and decides to have a nice pratfall. Of course, we're actually talking about horse girls. I don't even know if Taiki likes real horses. He just likes girls with horse ears and tails. Who can run really fast. Who here would be surprised if I told you that Arya Taiki's favorite horse was Taiki Shuttle? So look at the spectator cam here for the GOAT's battle with Taiki. That's really what it is right now, a battle. Even if it's not for position, Taiki beating the GOAT to the line. I bet Eli Wolf is going to be very pleased with the development so far. Although, it's a question of when and not if the GOAT will be able to ultimately get past Taiki. Obviously, the intelligent move for the GOAT would be to just be content with his position, because second place Riley Spurley is really not challenging too much for the... Oh dear, the GOAT locking up again into turn 1 there. Still trying to get past Arya Taiki. But yeah, Riley Spurley is your second place car now. He was able to get past Matthew Burnett at some point, but he has a lot of lap cars between himself and the GOAT to contend with. So I don't think he's going to be putting up a challenge to the GOAT's lead anytime soon. The GOAT into the wall, and into Arya Taiki's car as well on the inside. That's the price he has to pay to keep himself in front here, but Taiki once again charging right behind him to get past again. The two Jasper Motorsports cars having the best seats in the house for this fight. I think the GOAT's going to be able to create a gap between himself and Taiki now. Again, braking pretty early into that turn. Putting in some really good lap times. You can take a look at the last lap, a 20.7 compared to his best of a 20.6. So, Eli Wolf will be next on the chopping block. That's sort of the theme of this race here. I don't know. Hold on. What did we give you the grandfather for? Is that New Hampshire? Yeah, right? Richmond. Martinsville. Oh, okay. All right. So, hold on. Are there two? Are there two grandfather clocks? I don't know, but anyways, yeah, things really quieted down here. But yeah, the GOAT is looking on to win that grandfather clock. And the GOAT loves clocks. He loves really stupid, mundane things. He loves boxes. Boxes are great. He bloody loves those things. He likes opening boxes. He likes cutting down boxes. He likes destroying boxes. He likes putting things in boxes. Yes. Patrick Smith able to take second spot there while we weren't looking. Yeah. Okay. Matthew Burnett up into third once again. Riley Spurley falling to fourth and looking vulnerable to Eric Monaco. We're gonna take a rare pause here because I need to go pee. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave it running. Maybe there'll be a commercial break here or something.
It's the bright one, the right one. It's Martini. Anytime, any place, anywhere. There's a wonderful world you can share in the bright day. The right day of Martini. Martini.
Alright, we're back, and I hope you watched at least one or two entertaining commercials there. So yeah, Eric Monaco presently fighting for fourth position with Riley Spurley. I think Monaco's going to have the better of that battle, no problem at all. Keep calling them battles as if we're Initial D here, but yeah, obviously I'm a big fan of Initial D. Hopefully that was obvious at some point, at some time. Who would it be? Where's the GOAT? Goaty, goaty, goat. There he goes. He's caught up to Eli Wolf here. Let's have a look at his lap times. Damn! Those are pretty good. Very nice indeed. Colonel, somehow I've ended up at Martinsville. I thought this was a staking mission. Extremely loud in here. I don't think that's what we call a non sequitur here, folks. Maybe. So a lot of laps to complete, I gotta tell you. You know, she goes that way. Yeah. Man. Once again, seems as if things have really quieted down. The GOAT has 23 more laps to go. 23 more laps to go now. And if he could just manage to wheel the car in a decent way, not do anything ridiculously stupid, it's looking like he's on to win that grandfather clock. Patrick Smith runs second, and yeah, he's in no man's land compared to the GOAT here. Matthew Burnett has a bunch of cars between himself and Patrick Smith for second place, but Eric Monaco in fourth is following right behind. Riley Spurley not entirely out of the action either. Daniel Voiles, Steve Morgan, Sam Özkan, Stasio PK, and Chris Harvey make up your top 10. I think The fight brewing at present will be between Morgan and Özkan for 7th position. Just reading the family chat. I'm sure, I think that most people these days must know what it's like to have to, you know, deal with a family chat that you're the least conversant member in, you know? And these people telling you the same things all the time, sending the same kinds of pictures all the time, and it's just incessant and a little bit aggravating. And part of you feels bad for not contributing enough, you know, but to be fair, when you do finally send yourself a nice image or a joke, meme, any of those sorts of things, it's always an absolute banger. It makes everyone's day. It's got to be the best thing ever. You just share a moist, critical video, the world is a better place. Christian Bracken looking like taking 10th spot from Chris Harvey here. I think she's going to make that move stick without much issue there, despite the really strange looking damage to the rear end, which the pit crew has done a nice job of patching up with duct tape and WD-40, as you do. Simon Özkan looks like he's managed to hold 7th place from Steve Morgan here. Good stuff there. We'll love to see it. I still don't know what WD-40 actually does. Let's have a look here. Lubricates moving parts. Immediate lubrication. I see. Okay. Yes. The WD-40 probably does do wonders for the lubrication of the parts. The little things inside that hold together the actual body of the car. Let's see how the goat's doing. He's managed to get past Eli Wolf, but yeah, if that's any indication, Ari Taiki and Antonin Schaublot catching up to Wolf as well. So yeah. Now the GOAT is looking at the two Ganassi cars of Whitlock and Hicks. And there are Salin, Jana Fogelman, Dylan Abrahamian in front. And those are the cars that separate him from Harvey and Bracken, 11th and 10th place respectively. So, any moment now we could see the GOAT beginning to lap the cars in the top 10. Again, Chris Harvey in 11th position. Last of the cars on the lead lap. Oh, contact with Whitlock and the GOAT there. Whitlock clearly not pleased with being lapped once again and trying to stay in front of the GOAT. I don't think he's going to be very pleased with that whatsoever. Now the GOAT has Whitlock's teammate Hicks to contend with him. Just as I was saying that, I realized that Amy Hicks has the same last name as Chick Hicks. Probably just a coincidence. Montero Salin is not going to put up too much resistance, and in fact, he's going to scrape the outside wall, moving the hell out of the way for the GOAT. I think the GOAT has finally found somebody who he can properly intimidate with that famous black number 3 paint scheme. 12 laps to go here at Martinsville. And yeah, Patrick Smith dominated the first part of this race. And right after the halfway point, Ari Taiki was able to take second position from him. But now Patrick Smith finds himself in second place. A lot of lapped cars to get through if he wants to really get back into the lead, and that just doesn't seem like a possibility anymore. Matthew Burnett still ahead of Eric Monaco here. Riley Spurley in 5th, and still we got Voiles, Özkan, Morgan, PK, and Bracken in your top 10. But yeah, maybe we can have a look-see at Chris Harvey's rear view camera. See Abrahamian and Jana Fogelman, the two Robert Yates cars behind him. But that's the GOAT in the distance there. Entering turn 3. Chris Harvey has nowhere to go. He's about to get intimidated, I tell you what. 9 laps to go for the GOAT. Harvey's gonna get passed by Abrahamian, is he? Abrahamian was having a look. Still trying. The GOAT has managed to get past Jana Fogelman. 8 laps to go now. Abrahamian in front. I'm getting stuff from. Need some water. As usual. There he goes. There's Chris Harvey. and he beats them to the line. Now only your top 10 are on the lead lap here. Lyle Austin, Joe Allen separating the GOAT from S.p.A, who's lost 9th position to Christian Bracken. Now the GOAT right behind PK there, going a little bit deep there. Fortunate that Allen and Austin didn't do the same, or else they could have easily punted him off. The GOAT has quite a good gap, 10 seconds to Patrick Smith, and a few lapped cars for cushion as well, but still, spinning at this state in the race, this late stage, could have been an absolute disaster there. Yeah, the GOAT able to get past PK, so only 9 cars in the lead lap now. Last of those, Christian Bracken looking vulnerable. You know, this reminds me, as I say late stage, I think I had a dream about actually doing stage racing or something. More like a nightmare, I tell you. 21, bit of contact, the GOAT and Bracken. The GOAT manages to lap the number 19. Took a little bit of effort, but oh boy, Steve Morgan's next. I think that Patrick Smith will end up getting the bonus 5 points for leading the most laps in this race there. So I think he'll actually end up tying the GOAT for points in this race. And you can consider that a bit of a win for Patrick Smith, because he's going to receive the same amount of points. But the GOAT is looking on to get that grandfather clock that everybody's desperately hoping for. 2 to go for the GOAT here. He makes the move on the inside. Steve Morgan, the other good wrench Chevy, is going to hold on to the outside line and not going to get in the GOAT's way. I bet the GOAT's going to be very happy about it. Ooh, contact with Wells at the GOAT. The GOAT spins. Morgan able to get past without much problem. Sato and Bracken as well. There's a caution. Caution is out. And as is the white flag. So that's your race over. The GOAT is going to lead the last lap of this race under caution. What an anticlimactic end that has to be, I tell you. PK managed to unlap himself, as did Morgan, of course. But Bracken unable to. Not that that matters too much there. The GOAT having to wait for the pace car before he can get to the finish line here. There he goes. So, your results at the right here, basically, yeah. Those are pretty much your race results here. The GOAT takes the checkered flag under caution here at Martinsville Speedway. Very good race from the GOAT there. Started 19th. Managed to make his way up the field. Spun out. Had to do the job all over again. Was looking like taking the race lead before causing another caution, and ever since then, beating Patrick Smith on pit road and facing very little resistance into the latter half of this race. Managed to take the race win. I don't know quite how pleased people will be with that, but he's giving them a little taste of his donuts, of course, on the backstretch there. Yeah. Good stuff for him. There's a car park on the front stretch there. Not entirely sure what that's about. Okay, Sato just disappears, as does PK. So that's cool. Oh. More donuts from the GOAT there. He, yeah. What can you say? You're in a good race. That was really fun. Again, as I said. I was hoping that this would be a good race, because Bristol wasn't. And, you know, another 125 lap short track race I thought was going to be really taxing. But, yeah, as you can see, I managed to make it through somehow. The GOAT has cut his right rear tire. And, spoiler alert, he's going to try to give the field a Polish victory lap, and he blows his engine. What a dumbass. Yeah. There's not much else to it than that. So, that's your race. Check a look at your official race standings here. Apparently, everybody except the GOAT finished a lap down. So, yeah, the GOAT wins the race today. Patrick Smith comes home second. And, yep, he scores an equal amount of points to the GOAT. Yeah, is that grammatically correct? Sure. He managed to lead 4 more laps than the GOAT. Oh. Wait. Who else led laps this race? Davis? Nah. Only 3 people led this race. Tyke, briefest of them. So, Matthew Burnett comes home third. Very good race from him. Eric Monaco fourth. Decent result as always. Riley Spurley fifth. Good stuff. Daniel Volas sixth. Again, putting a DAI car in the top 10 where it belongs finally. Volas has, experienced a huge string of bad luck along with the rest of the DEI cars, not least of which White, who finishes 39th today. Simon Özkan 7th, another good result. Steve Morgan 8th, slowly getting his way up there. Estacio PK 9th, good stuff. And Christian Bracken rounds out your top 10. And as you can see, it's apparently the last of your finishers 1 lap down. Gil Samaya, Joey Trickle, Bob Inflobo, Max Davis, Reggie Fogelman, Ashley Schadewald, Mathis Wells, and Agata Sato round out your top 20. Did I get all of them? And coincidentally, all came home 2 laps down. Dylan Abrahamian, Lyle Austin, Jana Fogelman, Joe Allen, Montero Salon, Amy Hicks, Eli Wolf, Reagan Whitlock, Mo Zane, Adalberto Franco, and Harry Langestein come home 3 laps down and coincidentally make up positions 21 through 31. That seems about right. As for your bottom 9, Leroy Jenkins, Anthony Charlebois, Gerald Pepper, and Colin Cropley 4 laps down today. Andy Thomas 5. Lego and Evans retired on lap 70. And Brittany White and Rocky Johnson retired on lap 16. So, we'll take a look at your standings. Eric Monaco still leads. Samet Özkan still second. Christian Bracken still third. Patrick Smith still fourth. Those could all be wrong. Those positions could have actually changed. I forget. Ari Taiki up into 5th. Good stuff there. Daniel Voiles up to 6th. So, we keep saying that he's unlucky, but I guess he has performed the best out of his teammates so far this season. Eli Wolf down to 7th. Remember, he was in 2nd place early on in the season. Gil Samaya has 8th. Riley Spurley 9th. And Estacio PK 10th. Then Trickle, Harvey, Reggie Fogelman, Wells, Shadowall, the GOAT up to 16th out of the bottom 20 after his win today. Charlebois, Flobo, Abrahamian, and Fogelman round out your top 20. Then we got Burnett, Salon, Sato, Jenkins, Zane, Morgan, Lego, Austin, Thomas, Langestein, Davis, Allen, Franco, Whitlock, Evans, Hicks, Johnson, Pepper, White, and in last place, Colin Cropley, who somehow has managed to do an even worse job than Brittany White, who has DNF'd out of 4 races. Rocky Johnson also DNFing from 4 races there. So, if they manage to DNF out of the next race, that will be 5 races out of 10 completed. 5 races not finished, which is pretty bad. So, yeah. Davis up to 31st. Still has a long way to go. Steve Morgan, much of the same, up in 26th. But Joey Trickle in 11th position. So, he's got lots of things to be pleased about. All these stats looking the same so far. Both Monaco and the GOAT have 2 wins apiece. Monaco has the most top 5s. Bracken and Smith have the most top 10s. And again, White and Johnson so far have the most DNFs. And the GOAT has the most laps led. Twice as many as Patrick Smith, in fact. Good stuff. And he's been the race leader in 7 races. Yeah. Schadewald, Zane, Whitlock, and Hicks all have 1 lap led. But importantly, of course, Schadewald led the most important lap of the Daytona 500, the last one. Good stuff there. So, next race, California Speedway. I think it's going to be an absolute blast. I love this track. This is one of the best. It's amazing. It's been Hannah Fuda. It's been a time and a half, an honor. And I will see you in the next video. I don't even want